You've put in the plants, laid the mulch, and watered through the summer. And the yard still doesn't look finished. The grass is creeping into the flower beds, the mulch has shifted toward the lawn, and you can't figure out why it still feels incomplete. Here's what's actually happening. None of that is a plant problem. The edge is what's missing, and today we're covering 25 ways to fix it. From options that cost nothing to materials that last decades. We're starting at number 25, the material most homeowners don't discover until they're standing in someone else's yard, wondering what's different. Number 25, Corten steel, rust that actually protects. If you've ever looked at a professionally landscaped yard and couldn't figure out what made it look that expensive, you were probably looking at this. Corten steel forms its own protective surface over 3 to 6 months. It ships as flat gray panels, installs flush with the ground, and the orange-brown patina builds without any treatment. What most buyers don't realize is that this surface isn't rust working against the metal. It's a sealed oxidation layer that shuts down further corrosion entirely. Regular steel deteriorates. Corten hardens. The profile is only 1/8 inch thick. That's what gives you sharp, precise lines and tight curves that thicker materials simply can't hold. Plan for this. The first few rainfalls produce orange runoff. Don't set it beside light-colored concrete or pale gravel. The staining is permanent. After that, nothing to maintain. Dye cost runs $3 to $6 per linear foot. Number 24. Gabions. Architecture you fill yourself. Most people think wire cages belong on highway construction sites. Wrong scale, wrong context, and wrong conclusion. Gabions are galvanized wire mesh cages filled with decorative stone. Scaled down for residential use. Galvanized mesh, only basic wire corrodes in wet climates, like the Pacific Northwest or the Great Lakes region. Fill stones must be larger than the mesh openings. Smaller stones shift out over time. For yards with drainage issues, gabions work better than most. Water moves freely through the stone fill, and the finished border looks structured, not assembled. Number 23. Concrete curbing. One pour, no joints. Those smooth, flowing concrete borders curving through yards in your neighborhood. They're not poured by professional masons. There are machines built exactly for this. Custom concrete curbing is extruded in one continuous pass. No joints, no seams. DIY curbing machine rentals are available across the US and Canada, and professional installation services use the same equipment. Color pigment mixes in before the pour, so the color runs through the entire edge, not just the surface. Rated lifespan? 20+ years. Zero maintenance. Number 22. Natural flagstone. Set deep, never shifts. Flagstone is the edging material that looks like it's always been there because it carries the texture of the earth itself. Set flat. Irregular stones end to end along the bed perimeter, not round rocks. Not uniform pavers. Bluestone, limestone, slate, and sandstone are all available at garden centers and stone yards across North America. Bury each piece 1 to 2 inches into the soil. That's what prevents tipping and lateral shifting over time. No mortar required. Works in both straight formal beds and free-form curved layouts. Number 21. Reclaimed bricks. 45 degrees changes everything. Old bricks have something new bricks can't manufacture. Color variation, weight, and texture that took decades to form. Stand them vertically on edge at 45 degrees, the soldier position along the bed perimeter. Lay 2 inches of leveled sand at the base first. It prevents frost heave in USDA zones 4 through 6. The angled layout creates a sawtooth edge that holds its shape and reads as deliberate. Salvage yards and Habitat for Humanity restores carry these nationwide. Number 20. Railway sleepers. Heavy enough to anchor itself. One material makes a garden look like it was built to last a generation, and it weighs enough that it basically anchors itself. Railway sleepers resist movement by sheer mass on slopes. Drive rebar stakes through pre-drilled holes. Old ties contain creosote, toxic near-edible plants and pets. Buy new or untreated stock only. At 7 inches deep, they also double as walls for raised beds. Those 6 were built to impress. What follows delivers the same result. Lighter materials, lower cost. Number 19. Aluminum edging, invisible when done right. The best edging in a well-maintained yard is often the one you can't see, which is exactly the point. Thin aluminum strips sit at soil level and disappear once grass fills in. They won't rust, rot, or crack through freeze-thaw cycles. Buy the heavier gauge stock, minimum 3/16 inch thick, thin versions. From hardware stores bow out and lose their line. Stake every 24 inches. Best choice for anyone who wants the plants to lead, not the edging. Number 18. Composite timber. Wood look, zero rot. Looks like wood, acts like plastic. The only thing you need to plan for is the one way. It behaves differently, and it's a 1-minute fix. Composite timber is made from recycled plastic, and wood fiber won't rot, splinter, or fade. No sealing or maintenance required. The one install detail? Leave a 1/4 inch gap at every joint. Composite expands in heat, and without that gap, the border buckles by midsummer. Comes in wood grain finishes at most lumber stores. Number 17. Concrete blocks, slopes tamed, nothing wobbles. If your yard has any slope, even a gentle one, this is the edging that becomes a structure instead of just a line. Stackable concrete blocks form a solid retaining edge for sloped or tiered beds. Run construction adhesive between each row. That's what holds them through freeze-thaw cycles. Pack 4 to 6 inches of gravel at the base before setting the first row. It keeps the whole stack stable. Masonry look. No mortar needed. Number 16. Pressure-treated timber. Wrong grade, rots fast. For anyone who wants a no-nonsense border that does its job. Without asking for attention, this is the standard. Thick, square beams, 4x4 or 6x6, run horizontal along bed edges and hold a clean, unbroken line. In wet climates like the Pacific Northwest, the Great Lakes, or Atlantic Canada, the rating matters. Specify ground contact grade. UC4B. Standard pressure-treated wood breaks down in constant ground moisture within 3 to 5 years. UC4B doesn't. No sealing required. Sold at Lowe's, Home Depot, and independent lumber suppliers. Number 15. Bamboo roll edging. Curves without a single cut. This is the edging that goes around tree rings. Irregular curves and awkward corners without fighting you or requiring cuts. Bamboo roll edging comes in pre-rolled panels, sold at Home Depot and Amazon. Unroll it, press stakes along the border, and it's done. Each section breaks down naturally over 5 to 8 years and can be replaced independently. Not the right choice for straight formal beds. This is for organic, curved, and woodland layouts. Here's something packaging rarely mentions. Bamboo's natural silica gives it mild insect resistance. Tools needed? Scissors and a rubber mallet. Number 14. Fieldstone. Imperfect is exactly right. Fieldstone is the only edging material where irregularity isn't a flaw. It's the entire aesthetic. Source it from landscape supply yards, local quarries, or cleared land. Dig a 3-inch trench and fill it with crushed gravel before placing any rocks that keeps them from sinking through repeated frost cycles. Use the largest pieces at corners and curves as anchors. It suits cottage gardens, farmhouse yards, and naturalistic spaces, not formal or geometric beds. Number 13. Mowing strip. Eliminate string trimming entirely. If you spend any part of your weekend on your knees with a string trimmer, pay attention. This is the single idea on this list that eliminates that task entirely. A mowing strip is flat pavers or bricks placed flush at the exact line where lawn meets bed. The mower wheel rides on that surface, the blade cuts right to the edge. Nothing left to trim by hand. Set each paver 1/2 inch below grass height so the mower deck clears. Use 12x12 or 16x16 pavers, flagstone, or salvaged brick over 2 inches of sand. saves 30 to 60 minutes a session. It stops the blade from drifting into the bed. If this kind of practical garden knowledge is useful to you, subscribe. Number 12. River Rock, Decorative Edge, Hidden Drainage. This one idea does two completely different jobs at once, and most homeowners only discover the second job after a heavy rain. Round river rock laid in a shallow trench along the bed edge works two ways. It reads like a dry creek, and during heavy rain, it acts like one directing runoff away from your home foundation. Line the trench with landscape fabric. It keeps rocks from sinking and blocks weeds from coming through. Use a mix of 2 to 5 inch rocks. Number 11. Buried logs, wave effect, zero cost. If you've taken down a tree or had one fall, you already have every material you need for this border. Cut log sections 8 to 12 inches long and bury them upright. At varying heights, the uneven tops create a wave. Run landscape fabric behind the wall to keep earth from bleeding through the gaps when you water. Oak, maple, and hickory hold 5 to 10 years in the ground. Pine and spruce run 2 to 4. Number 10. Fallen logs, free material on your land. The most sustainable edging material on this list isn't sold at any store. It's already on your property or your neighbor's. Lay whole seasoned logs along the bed edge. Never use freshly cut material willow reroots within a single growing season and will sprout right through the border. Use oak, ash, or birch. They decompose slowly. Number 9. Mulch buffer. 12 inches stops everything. Most homeowners put mulch in their beds. A smaller number know how to use it as a precision edging tool that also protects their plants. Build a mulch buffer 12 inches wide between the lawn and the planting bed. Coarse arbor chips are the right call. They hold shape 2 to 3 times longer than fine mulch. That strip gives the lawnmower a clear run without clipping perennial stems. Each spring, add 2 fresh inches on top without removing the old. Tree services often give chips away free. Number 8. Recycled rubber survives what concrete won't. This material has already survived conditions worse than your garden because it started life as a tire. Recycled rubber edging comes from old tires. It flexes, resists UV, and won't crack even at -40°C. Run it around tree rings, island beds, or tight curves. It bends without cuts. Safe where kids and dogs play, no sharp edges, and soft enough to absorb impact. Stake every 18 inches, or it will drift. Number 7. Rope border. Coastal look, any yard. For an edge that defines space without weight, without anything rigid, and still looks like a deliberate design decision. Wooden stakes connected by nautical rope create a loose line along path edges or vegetable beds. Use synthetic manila rope. Looks just like natural hemp but won't rot or mold. Space stakes every 3 to 4 feet. Every idea so far uses conventional garden materials. What comes next is different. These use things most people are already throwing away. Number 6. Pebbles. Right setup, stays for years. Pebbles done the wrong way settle into the mud, spread out, and vanish within a season. Done correctly, they hold position for years with almost no upkeep. Use polished beach pebbles or white decorative rock, not crushed material, which clumps. Line a shallow channel with a weed mat before filling. It keeps pebbles from working into the dirt. Set a thin metal strip along the outer edge. Rake back every 1 to 2 years. Number 5. Terracotta pots, the only plantable edging. This is the only edging on this list where each piece can also support a living plant, which changes what you can do along the edge entirely. Set terracotta pots rim to rim in a continuous row along the bed. In northern winters, zones 3 through 6 fill each pot with coarse, pea-sized fill rather than dirt. Water pooling inside will crack the clay when it freezes. Clay-heavy beds keep the pots stable without staking. Sandy spots need thin mortar. Number 4. Clay drainage pipes. Hidden heat, faster harvest. This looks purely decorative. It is decorative. But there's something happening just below the surface that most people never find out, and it explains. Why the plants nearby always seem to grow faster. Large clay drainage pipes cut in half lengthwise, laid curved side up along the planted area. Create a clean, geometric repeating row. Clay absorbs heat through the day and releases it into the root zone overnight. The same principle behind passive solar design, creating a microclimate 3 to 5 degrees warmer. Tomatoes, peppers, basil, and eggplant respond measurably. Find them at tile shops or drainage suppliers. Number 3. Glass bottles. Upside down, catches light. Most people throw these away after dinner. A few people know how to turn them into an edging that catches light in a way no purchased material can replicate. Bury each bottle neck down along the bed, smooth end facing up. No standing water, no mosquitoes. Upright bottles pool water and breed. In cold climates, zones 3 through 5, use thick-walled beer or soda bottles. Wine glass cracks below -10 degrees Fahrenheit. Mix greens, browns, and clear for a deliberate look. Number 2. China plates. Thrift store, gallery result. This is the edging people photograph and post because it looks like someone made a considered creative choice out of something everyone else throws away. Use full dinner plates, not saucers, and overlap each by 2 inches. Clay-heavy beds grip them in place without adhesive. Sandy spots need a damp cement paste. Source from Goodwill, estate sales, or thrift stores. The mismatched look is exactly the point. And now, number 1. The most counterintuitive idea on this entire list. Number 1. Victorian Trench. $0. Maximum impact. Every idea on this list costs something. This one costs nothing, and it may produce the sharpest, most impressive edge of all 25. 0 tools required beyond a flat spade or half-moon edger, both already in most garages. The cut. Vertical on the lawn side, angled at 45 degrees on the garden side. That creates a V-shaped cut approximately 4 inches deep. The 45-degree angle is the variable most homeowners skip. Cut straight down on both sides, and nothing happens. Angle it, and the depth creates a dark shadow at the surface that reads as a crisp, finished edge from any distance. The eye interprets it as intentional, as tended, as designed. 2 sessions per year, late April and August, roughly 20 minutes per session for an average yard. No materials, no delivery, no hardware. Works in any yard, any shape, any style. Hired yard crews don't lay new edging annually. They recut the same groove on every visit. Most homeowners paying for yard care are buying this exact technique without knowing its name. Your garden probably isn't missing plants. It's missing a clear edge. Now you have 25 ways to create one from 0 cost all the way to materials that stay crisp for decades. From weekend projects to permanent transformations. Every type of yard, every budget, and every style of garden has at least 2 options on this list that will work. Which one are you starting with this weekend? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for more practical garden upgrades new video every week.